Ladies and gents, welcome back to the channel. My name is Invin. Today I am going to be bringing you guys the Warzone update that we received today or yesterday, depending where you are in the world. The Season 3 Reloaded update to Warzone. I'm going to be going over all the patch notes that we received, what the updates mean, and giving you guys a general summary of what you should now be using, things that are coming up, and things that have been sort of nerfed a little bit down, and just so you guys have got a good understanding of what is going on with this new Season Reloaded update. If you are new to the channel, make sure you go down below, press that big red subscribe button with notification bells on so that you don't miss an upload. We've got tons and tons of Season 3 content coming in the pipeline, absolutely tons of videos, so make sure you stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss out on any of them. We've got a PPSH class coming out, which is going to be insane. Definitely something that you guys are going to want to get ahead on. It's a fantastic weapon now from this update, as you will see in just a moment, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And as always, if you do enjoy the video, let me know in the comments if you do comments, and make sure you drop a like on this video as it really helps me and the video out. So let's jump into this here. What we've got, obviously, the event, for those of you that haven't seen it, it's the 80s Action Heroes event, so it's pretty cool. You've got Rambo, we've got Die Hard, pretty cool. All that stuff's going on. We've got some in-game events for both Cold War multiplayer and for Warzone, so there's two different sets there, depending on what you're playing more of. And also, we've got a new Power Grab limited time mode. Now, I have played this mode this morning. I'm going to have some gameplay coming up throughout the next couple of days with this mode on, and let me tell you, it is fantastic. In my opinion, it's probably one of the best LTMs we've ever had in Warzone. Really fast-paced, no custom weapons, so it's all just floor pickups and drop loot, which is really, really cool. You've got the ability to revive yourself once or twice off the start, and then you've got a chance to earn more tokens throughout the game from various different things, so you can continuously kind of like Resurgence, but just a little bit more self-sustaining, and then obviously you can buy people back as well, so you've got all of that stuff on top. Really, really fun mode. Try it out if you haven't done so already. Got to pick up the dog tags, kind of kill confirm style. Really, really cool. So that's been added in. So unfortunately, we are removing Rebirth Island Resurgence quads from the playlist, but we've got trios in there, so we're going to have to ditch that one, that kind of lags behind. It is what it is. For now, we're not going to see quads for that at the moment, but we have got Power Grab for Verdansk and quads for Plunder, so we've got a few options there. Now, obviously, the maps, we've had new POIs added, like I mentioned in yesterday's video. We've got Nakatomi Plaza from Die Hard added in, which is really, really cool inside. Definitely go and check this out. Even though you might die fairly quickly, just have a little explore around it in one of your matches, maybe even a Plunder match. Really cool, really, really fun addition to the game. Really like that. Also, we've got new POIs, which are survival camps, which is around Verdansk. Numerous campsites have been converted into survival camps as a homage to Rambo, The First Blood Part 2. So, pretty cool. Not seen too many of them myself, seen a couple of them. They are cool. They've got some loot in, so it's a nice extra thing as you're going along that you might be able to find some loot at. And also, there is a CIA outpost. So, really cool updates to the map. Quite nice to see more things been implemented in a decent way, which is really, really nice. And I think Raven have done a very good job of this update. We're now looking at gameplay, so you now have the Combat Bow Killstreak available in Verdansk in Core Battle Royale, so normal BR, Plunder, and Power Grab, so all of the sort of regular ones, and the new limited time mode there as well. The stopping power field upgrade spawn rates have been reduced substantially across all modes, so this is fantastic news. Raven have really listened to the community here. Everyone was saying it's quite OP. Let's get rid of it a little bit. It makes a lot of gunfights, particularly early on and mid-game, very, very unfair. So they have reduced that drastically, so you're going to die a lot less of that, which is fantastic. Really, really good. Really glad they've added that. Also, they're saying they're making an important adjustment to solo BR modes in the very near future, to keep an eye out on Twitter for more. Again, we don't know what that is yet, but hopefully something very, very cool coming to solos that needs to be done very soon, so fingers crossed for that one. Tons and tons of bug fixes. They're saying they've got rid of basically most of the out-of-the-map glitches now, which is really, really nice. Causing gas masks to be unbreakable glitch has gone. They've fixed issues where scavenger challenges weren't correctly referenced in Summit POI. Basically, they've fixed a whole host of things that was problematic with Season 3's new map. So that's really, really good. Loads of bugs with guns gone as well. Fantastic, really good stuff. Accessibility, tons of accessibility fixes. But I'm going to get into the meat of it here, which is the weapons. Now, what we've seen here is the addition of the ballistic knives and the AMP-63 pistol. The pistol's pretty good when it's dual-wield. Solo, it's not much better than the Psychov, but dual-wield, very, very decent. Ballistic knife is a one-shot headshot down, but other than that, it's going to be a two-shot kill, and obviously that's shooting. It's also a two-hit melee down, so it's kind of not really worth using, to be honest. The TTK is no faster unless you're hitting headshots every time, and to be honest, unless someone's really close to you, not that great. AMP63 when you can get hands on with this. Getting it dual wield is going to be great, and it's probably going to be a little bit meta for a little while. But this is the bulk of the update. They've changed the AK-74U to be not a nerf and not a buff, just kind of a swap around. We've had a buff to the Tundra, the PPSH, and the Swiss, as well as the Sniper Rifle Charlie, which is the M82, and the ZRG. So really cool. They've updated all the snipers, but the PPSH is something, like I mentioned at the start of this video, that you guys are going to want to get hands on with, because this thing looks nutty now. So going into it quickly, the AKU, basically, neck multiplier has been increased from 1 to a 1.4. It's not something that a lot of these test sites register. When JGod does his videos, he doesn't look at neck multipliers, but essentially it's just going to be a longer headshot radius, if you think of it like that. You're going to have more of a shot to get a multiplier damage there, so pretty cool. Sprint to fire time has been increased by 20%, okay. Bullet velocity decreased by 15%, but it already had a super high one, so it's not too bad with that there. And the maximum damage range decreased by 25%, so this is where you're going to see like the LC10 pulling through with that extra damage range as an SMG, but this one's going to be really good up close, so it's kind of, you know, up to you what you want to use. And also that maximum damage range decrease isn't that bad because it's without attachments and it was already pretty high. So still going to be a very, very good weapon. I think it's going to be something that we'll see a lot more usage of now we've got that higher multiplayer on. So we'll see what happens with that during the season. The PPSH, without a doubt, is going to be a really, really good weapon now. Maximum damage has been increased from 27 to 28. This means that it's less shots to kill. So what you'll see with this weapon now, instead of it taking 9 to 10 shots to kill, providing you're hitting body shots, maybe a headshot or two in there, it's now going to take 8 to 9 shots to kill, depending on how accurate your shots are. If you are getting headshots, you're going to need 4 or 5 headshots included in that spray to drop that down to a, you know, lower TTK. But you're going to be seeing, I think it was around a 530 TTK is what's being confirmed to be seeing, 529, 530, something like that. So a very, very fast and competitive TTK on that PPSH. And the maximum damage range has been increased by around 4% there. So it's a couple of meters extra on the damage range as well, without any buffs on, so any attachments. So basically, this gun's going to be really, really good. Very fast TTK, highly, highly competitive. If you haven't tried it out and leveled it up, do so right after this video, because you are definitely going to want to have this ready. I think it is going to take up that top spot in the SMGs, along with the LC10 and the Bullfrog at the moment. So really, really cool. In terms of sniper rifles, we've got the M82. We've had an increase in bullet velocity. Aiming stability increased on the Tundra. Swiss, we've had flinch resistance greatly increased, which is nice, and ADS speed increased slightly. And the ZRG, we've had bullet penetration increased, multipliers to all of body parts there increased, and also we've had a ADS speed decrease, bullet velocity decreased slightly, but again, crazy bullet velocity on this thing anyway, so nothing to worry about there. Now, another huge thing they've done is change the attachments slightly. So on muzzles, we've got the flash guard, which has had vertical recoil increase slightly with that one. Is what it is. For most guns, it's not going to be too bad, so that's not too bad at all. Suppressor no longer reduces bullet velocity. Really, really nice. Something fantastic that they've changed about that. The butt suppressor now increases bullet velocity, increases ADS speed, and increases sprint to fire speed. So a really, really big buff to the suppressor. Maybe makes it worth using over some of the other attachments that we were rocking before, simply because of how good that actually is. Now, they've said there that we expect this to be relatively unassuming change to have widespread effects. The suppressor now offers you another viable attachment choice in the muzzle category, with focus on different stats. For example, where the effective damage range is less of a priority on SMGs, for example, you would almost certainly take a suppressor. Or perhaps you have more than enough bullet velocity, e.g. on the ZRJ, where you want to shore up the weakness in handling, and these types of compelling decisions we want you to continue to develop. So basically, they've given the suppressor a huge buff, so it's a very good viable option, and it's going to be really, really good. You know, you can take a priority on the SMGs there, like they've mentioned, with the suppressor, because you don't need as much range as you would with maybe the Groove suppressor or whatever you've put on there as that final suppressor slot. So it's quite a nice change. It's made it really, really good. We've also had big changes to the lasers here. So we've got the SOF target designator on snipers no longer increases the range, now increases aiming stability, and ADS move speed multiplier increased. Ember sighting point for snipers again, and steady aim for snipers, as well as the SWAT 5mm. Now, SWAT's the big one here. No longer decreases hip spread, no longer decreases ADS speed, now increases aiming stability and greatly increases ADS speed on that SWAT 5mm laser. So if you are rocking a sniper, instead of the TAC laser, you are going to want to rock that 5mm laser sight, because that is going to be really, really good. Definitely whack that on. It's going to make a huge difference to that there. as well as the suppressor from above. And we've also seen a change to the rear grip, the airborne or GRU elastic wrap, aiming stability increase. So we're going to see a lot more people running the elastic wrap as opposed to the serpent wrap or the drop shot wrap now. The GRU elastic or the airborne elastic is actually going to be really, really good. And the flinch resistance has apparently been fixed on a lot of these things as well. So generally, pretty good update. Happy with what we've seen from it so far. Raven have seemed to have done a very good job of listening to the community this time. So that's a really fantastic, good feedback thing that we're seeing. A lot of creators, including myself, have made videos talking about the differences they could make. You know, the balancing rather than nerfing things into the ground and buffing things. They've kind of done a really good job of fine-tuning each thing here so that everything is kind of viable still. I am going to make a best class video for the PPSH because I do think that's going to be a very, very good competitive weapon to be using very soon. I'm also going to make a class video for the top 5 sort of off-meta classes, if you will, at the moment, which are going to be kind of things like the RPD, PPSH, M4, all those good stuff, and I'm going to bring those to you guys in the coming days, so make sure you subscribe with notification bells on for those ones. Other than that, if you have enjoyed today's video, make sure you do drop a like down below. Let me know in the comments which of these changes you are most excited for and which one you think is the best one to be coming to Warzone. I'm really happy about the stopping power rounds. Finally, they're going to be reduced, so that's fantastic. And other than that, thank you very much for watching. Take care and peace.